Hey everybody, it's Adriane. Sorry I haven't been posting any sessions. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. We were just coming off of Memorial Day and been just really busy. So anyway, just gonna pick back up on some of the sessions. I believe the last sessions we were speaking about support and resistance and different things. Today I'm going to discuss momentum. Hopefully, you guys have been practicing, marking up your charts, and understanding your support and resistance. So today, momentum. I trade using momentum. Momentum is important. We just gonna jump right in here. Thank you for joining. Good morning, evening, night, wherever you're listening in from. We're going to go just jump right into it here. I'm excited to talk about this today because it's a really powerful tool that you can just add to your toolbox. Hopefully the auto is okay. Hopefully you guys can see my chart. We're looking at EJ on the 1 hour. Okay, so let's discuss momentum. Momentum is just like the speed, the power that price is moving. So we're going to look at the sale aspect today. So we all know that I don't have anything marked up on this chart. It's basically naked. This is really how I chart. I don't really use EMAs or anything. I usually do have my support and resistance marked, but this is basically how it is because price is the ultimate indicator. You can use whatever indicators you like, whatever helps you become a better trader. Make sure you're comfortable with that. Make whatever you use, make sure whatever you're using, you use it long enough to see if it works or not. A lot of people develop a strategy, and if they lose a trade with that strategy, they throw the strategy away. Well, you have to back test it. You lose, you win. You lose, you win. You have to actually works for you. Um, so let's discuss momentum. So here, right here, it looks like we have in a current, okay, but we're going to discuss the downtrend aspect of momentum today. Also, when we're in the trade, if we see a big red candle or green candle, we think price is reversing on us. Excuse me, price just doesn't shoot up or down. It has to go through a transitional phase. If you're in a really big uptrend, it has to go through a transitional phase before it goes through to a downtrend. And price usually ranges or goes in a channel before doing that. So right here we see that price is pretty much ranging on the 1 hour, and so you look for signs that your buy is dying. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Let me move that. I had to scoot my chart over. When I look to sell something, I look to see where the buyers have stopped buying. And what I mean by that, I look to see where my uptrend could possibly be ending. Okay. So if you're in an uptrend and you're looking to sell, you want what first of all, what consists of an uptrend? Higher highs and higher lows. If your trend is no longer making higher highs and higher lows, then something could be changing. So that's what I try to look for if I'm thinking I'm going to um, sell a pair. I'm looking for my buyers to be done. These are all buyers here, okay? It goes to a range, and then the sellers come in. I'm just giving you, not to confuse you or what you already know or what you've learned from Mike. It's just a different perspective, right? So you got buyers here. These are all buyers. They're buying really, really good. The trend is going up, and then the trend goes into a range here, and we previously discussed range or consolidation is price fighting over a position. There is no clear up or down trend, and then it goes into this downtrend here. Just what I mean by price will never go up to down or down to up. It has to transition first. No matter what it looks like or feel like while you're in the trade, it has to go through. Okay, so let's say I'm sell this, right? Um, Here it comes out of the range and it starts to sell. Okay. So what consists of a sell or downtrend? Your trend makes higher lows and lower highs and lower lows. This would be a lower high, okay? This would be a higher low. This would be, let's see, lower high. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information here. My computer is also sticking. Sorry about that. So you look for lower highs and lower lows, your lower highs and your lower lows. I do understand that it could be confusing, but that just means price is lower previous high and lower than previous low. Let me say that again. A lower high is lower than the previous high, and a lower low is lower than the previous low. Okay, so that's what makes a really good downtrend. So you have your lower highs, your lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. That continues down, right? Your trend just continues. So once your trend stops making lower highs and lower lows, that should be your red flag that the trend may be changing. It could be just a really huge pullback, but if you were lucky enough to get in this trade here and captured all of this profit, you don't want to take your chances of price pulling back all the way up on you. And if you're smart, if you had a stop loss, you would be putting your stop loss. Your stop loss will be following your price. So if price does pull back on you, you do leave with some profit. Guys, you should be happy with any profit. Any profit that you get from the market, you need to be proud of yourself. You break the bank every time you're in a trade because it doesn't always go like that. Sometimes you may win a few bucks. Sometimes you may win a few hundred, a few thousand, but be proud of yourself because we've all had losses and we've all had big losses. So stay focused and be thankful for whatever profit you get. And make sure you continue to study and practice and study. And if your trade does go against you, make sure you go back and reevaluate that trade to see why did that trade go against you. And make sure you notice what price is doing. This is why we suggest that you don't start off trading so many pairs at one time. Maybe pairs to get used to how they move and build a relationship with those pairs so you can become more familiar with it in the moves that the pair makes. So to continue, if we're in this trade and it's making lower highs and lower lows, we're doing really good. We're profiting. And then we get to this area, which you've probably already marked previously as a support and as a support equals resistance area. So this is your support area. Price has hit it. It's bounced up and it didn't make a low. We would expect our low. We would expect our low to be, let me move that. We would expect our low, let's see, down, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high would be here. So you would want to expect your low to be somewhere here, right? If the trend continues, it happen. So your trend is no longer making lower highs and lower lows. Again, that should be your first indication that something is wrong or a price may be getting ready to reverse on you. So maybe you want to hang in there. You stay in the trade. You feel pretty comfortable about it. So you hang in, and then price continues up on you. So at this point, you've lost about maybe 50% of your profit. So what I'm saying is don't be greedy. Don't be emotional. If this is your target, make sure you set a target. If this is your target, let price hit your target, take you out of the trade. You can always find another entry. I used to make the mistake of not setting the target. Price gets to my support area and bounces up, and I come back and I've lost money. So make sure you set a target because price can come down and wick like this. This is your profit area, your target area. Price touches it and goes up, but you out of the trade. You got all your profit. Okay, so that's basically what I mean by momentum. This is really good downward momentum here. But if you're in a downtrend, to summarize, if you're in a downtrend and you notice that your trend is no longer making higher highs and higher lows, then that is your red flag to get out. If you're in this trade, of course we don't see the future, and you decided to stay in, price bounced up here. You have no idea that price is not going to come down. You're expecting price to keep coming down, but it never happens. It goes like that. Again, this is your target. This should have taken you out the trade, or whatever your target may have been. Pay attention to where you are in the market. Okay. My next sessions are going to be about territories you're in. It's very powerful to know if you're in buyers or sellers territory. A lot of times we make the mistake of buying when we're in sellers territory and vice versa, and we get these big candles that go against us. It's because we're trading in the wrong territory, or we don't realize what territory we're in. So that's very powerful, and it takes practice to understand whose territory you're in, and we'll talk about that in up. So anyway, that is the end of that. I will do a buy example on the next session. This is just a sell example. Just to go over it again, make sure you practice that your downtrend consists of a lower high and lower low sequence. That is a sign of a strong, that is a downtrend, a lower sequence over and over again. If your sequence no longer makes lower highs and lower lows, that is your red flag to maybe get out of the trade or take your profit, and reevaluate to re-enter later. Okay, let's go on and see what this trade does. It actually goes up, consolidates, and drops further. But again, we don't see the future. We don't know what happens. Are you kidding me? Are you lucky enough to get 400 pips? I mean, come on. That's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy to get 400 pips from one trade, but it's possible. It's possible as we get better and do our homework and become more confident. This is a beautiful trade, and it's on the 1 hour. Of course, it didn't take 1 hour. That's just one down move on the 4 hour. I just want to see that move real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah. So we see here now on the 4 hour that it just pulled back and dropped even further. So, but again, you've done your homework previous to this, and you know where you're going and what territory you're in and what area and what you expect price to do and all of that. So just to stay focused, if you know you're in a downtrend, don't be looking to buy. Just because you get a big green candle doesn't mean you're going to buy. So we'll discuss that a little bit later too. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you guys for joining. Have a great night.